Two, one. Welcome back to Keeping It Lowkey. My name is Gabriel Lobato.
I'm Brandon Bridgman.
And today we are joined by 5 Loco. What's up, dudes?
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Yo.
Alrighty, so you guys are our first, I guess, what is it? Like, it's not necessarily East Coast. It's what, like Southern band, I would say?
I'd say Southern, yeah.
Yeah, Southern band. Everybody we've interviewed so far has been like based out of like California. So
Yeah, I noticed that. I saw you guys' previous episodes. Some of it, you know.
yeah, for sure. It's just nice to have you guys on. We love the EP.
Thanks, man.
It's very good. The first time I listened to it, I was like, this could be better. And then I listened to it like 3 more times and I was like, oh, this is really growing on me. And then I listened to it like every day. So
yeah, it's good. I get like Tyler the Creator vibes a little bit from it. If Tyler the Creator and who is it? Glass Animals kind of had like a baby. Like that. Yeah. What kind of vibe were you guys going with the EP when you were kind of coming up with this?
Well, I guess I'll start. We were like Este and I have been friends for like a long time, and Jesus as well. And we just like basically Este and I had this idea kind of to like make a pop EP. That was where it started, like a summertime pop EP. And then like, you know, then I told Jesus about it, and then like later we met T and everything, and it kind of like morphed from there kind of thing. But like I'd say like the final vibe we were going for was kind of like I would say the whole video game, the whole Wii, the whole 2009 era was kind of just like, we just kind of wanted it to feel sort of like a game in a way, but like not, we just kind of went where the music took us. Nothing specific. You know what I mean? We kind of abandoned the whole like straightforward pop idea, as you could probably tell, you know? Yeah. But I don't know. It was our first time making anything. So we just kind of like ever. So we just kind of went for it wherever it took us type thing. But
I got you.
That's what I have to say about it, at least.
Yeah.
Right. So would you say that it was more of like a progressive kind of creative process? There wasn't really like a set plan. You just kind of going in and seeing what came out of it.
For sure. Definitely. There was really no plan, honestly. It was very unorganized. I'm sure you can tell by listening to it. But.
Like every day, something happened with the whole process. Like one day we can just be dropping a new idea. The next day we can put vocals on something. Like every day we'd be just doing something else. There's some days where we do a lot of stuff and get a lot of progress done. And there's just times that we would just be playing Wii Sports.
We would just do nothing.
Yeah, that would happen pretty often, honestly.
Wii Sports kind of carried the EP, to be honest.
Yeah, we saw that in the documentary. We watched it in class the other day.
Oh, appreciate that. You watched it in class, you said?
We're like in the like video staff hour for like high school journalism, and we were just like, let's do some research on you guys. And no, the documentary is like really well put together. We actually love that documentary a lot.
It's really good.
Thanks.
It kind of leads on to the next question, like what is the significance behind like the whole year 2009?
I think T should answer that one. He came up with
it. Pretty much like I guess that year, that title was on my mind, like on a very like special day for us. It was like there would be, because Jesus, Este, and Rafael, they've known each other for like most of their lives pretty much. And I just got to know them like this year. I'm talking like a couple months back was my first time meeting them. So like there would just be days where we would like literally it would be like not us worrying about music much at all and just bonding really. And one day we had a very long day, and we were playing video games all day, and it was just on my mind. We kind of, it was a very important day for the EP because so much of it came together that day, like conceptually. And like Wii Sports Resort came out in 2009. That was a year that all of us like were very much like we were really into like Nintendo and stuff like that, like all of us. And like just that feeling. Also on the intro song on Sunshine, like in the chorus, 2009's where you take me, like
We already had that.
Yeah, that was already there. And
it just came together like perfectly, you know. We had like all 4 tracks kind of, and then T just kind of said, like after he left that night, it was like 6 a.m. He called me. He's like, "What if we call it 2009?" And I was like, "That's a fire title right there." It summarizes everything perfectly. So it just came. You know what I mean? Towards the end of the process, really. It didn't have a title until like the very end, but literally.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that's where like the obsession with like the Nintendo DS.
Yeah, the visuals. Yeah, that was like something Jesus and I, we do like most of like the visual stuff, and we just like, we just felt like doing some fun. Can we curse on here, by the way? I'm sorry. I want to.
I mean,
yeah.
If not, it's fine.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We'll censor it later.
Yeah,
I won't curse. I won't make you go through the work of censoring.
No,
it's okay.
We've had worse happen. Way worse. Yeah.
All right, I'll avoid it though.
We have a story for you guys at the end.
I'd be glad to hear it, my dog. But yeah. I mean, it all just ties together. Really, it's like a loose theme, but it was fun. It fit, you know.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I have a funny story about how I discovered Five Loco. It's not that funny. I'm sure this is how most people have discovered Five Loco, but
is it about Este?
Yeah, because I watched his Power Ranger videos, and I saw Raphael and Jesus on it, and I was like, oh, those guys are cool. I want to see more stuff with them. And then the EP, like he posted like the cover art for the EP, and I was like, oh, that's the guys from the Power Rangers theme song video. And I was
the guys from the Power Rangers theme song.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I make fun of Brandon for his obsession with Power Rangers.
We make fun of Este.
I feel that. It happens. It happens.
No, for real. He dragged me into a Walmart the other day so he could go get another one.
I didn't find
it. We've been through that many times with Este. Like literally that exact situation. He's dragged us into like dollar stores and stuff as well.
Yeah. So right now, currently on Spotify, you guys have what, 5,200 listeners?
Something like that.
No.
Oh, you haven't checked it? Yeah, you guys are like, here, I'll check it right now.
No, you're lying to me.
It's somewhere around there.
I think it's like 1,000, no?
5,265 monthly listeners. Top song is Meadowbrook with 7,580 plays.
Yeah, that got on a playlist. That was big, pretty cool for us.
Yeah.
I didn't know we had 5,000 monthly listeners. Last time I checked, it was 1,000. But right. I mean, that's cool. It's hard to believe, but that's cool.
Yeah. So like, I'm assuming like, does that number surprise you guys? Like, were you expecting?
Yeah, totally.
And what was the official release date for the album?
October 9th or something like that.
Yeah, October 9th.
Right. So were you guys expecting to like get this much traction this quickly?
It was kind of going with the motions, I think. Like,
yeah.
It was a lot of this release specifically was just going along with everything that was happening, and literally after release, we were just trying to line ourselves up.
It was just like it was a lot of like trial and error, and just like I don't know. It just took a lot to just release it. You know, we had really just been sitting on it. Jesus and I mixed and mastered it all ourselves. We don't know anything about mixing and mastering, and so like it was just torturous. You know, like so Jesus and I just spent like 2 torturous weeks at the end of it, just being like, "This sucks. I don't want to release it." But then we just said, you know, screw it. Let's just drop it. And so we dropped it, and like I didn't really have any expectations. I couldn't listen to it because I just could not stand hearing the songs anymore. I still really can't listen to it, but like I guess it's like I'd say, if I'm being so honest with you, it was like I'm happy with it. I'm not disappointed, but I'm not like, you know, extremely ecstatic because it doesn't feel like it has materialized yet. But like we definitely have plans moving forward to continue on that, and hopefully like, you know, reach out to a lot more people. The CP is not very accessible, and so like I expected less, to be honest. But yeah, I'm happy with the numbers. I'm very happy with the numbers. Yeah. Didn't expect it though, I'm not gonna lie to you.
I got you. I can tell you I'm happy with it because I love it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yes. So like getting kind of like deeper into the album, we've got like a wide range of like topics being discussed on this album. My personal favorite, I love Lakeland, Florida.
I knew you would say that. I knew.
Yeah, that's such a good song, and I really want to know what's the I guess logic behind choosing that name, like
Behind Lakeland?
that location.
I think I was the one that chose it, so I feel like I should answer it. But like, I would just have like this beat going, like Este. You know about the road trips we went on to like Central/North Florida. We showed it a little bit in the documentary.
Yeah.
It was all four of us. We kind of just like we went to a place called, I believe it's Fort Pierce or something,
Fort
and then
Pierce.
like some small cities and like some nice little town areas up north Central Florida. And then like I don't know, apparently Este tells me we went to a road called like Lakeland, or to a place called Lakeland, but I didn't have that in mind. I just was listening to it, and I just like I feel like I was just like Lakeland. Like it just I don't know. It just kind of like from going to Central Florida, like I just all summed it up a little bit, I think, in my head as just like Lakeland. That's just what I thought of Central Florida as. And then like the comma Florida just kind of came after that. But the whole like Lakeland, like the chorus, that's just kind of where it came from. I don't know. It just fit. I don't know why. It just came in my head. There's really probably just subconscious, from going on this trip. But.
Right. And then moving on to the song Meadowbrook. All right, I'm gonna be honest. What is Meadowbrook? What is Meadowbrook?
Do you want should I give the real answer, or should I give the all right, well, again, that one was me as well. That one was old. That was an old idea, like from like a year or more ago. And I pretty much like I just had like this weird like crush on this girl for like a while. And like there's just an apartment complex also where Este and I's childhood friend used to live. We used to go there all the time. It's called Meadowbrook Apartments. And that girl incidentally also happened to live in Meadowbrook. And so that kind of like, that was like, like Jesus and I, it was like one of the first songs that we ever worked on like over a year and a half ago. It was just like the chorus, like it was very different back then, but it was just like, I just want to be at the Meadowbrook with you. And like, just that whole chorus. And then I just kind of revived it when we were doing this EP. I'm like, what if we made that into a song? And then I was like, I didn't like the girl anymore or anything, but I was like, we can still use it, And I think the best parts of that song are the things that came after that. Like, I don't even particularly like the chorus. I think like the ending and everything, that all came recently. And that was all, it was all recent, but yeah, it was pretty much an old ass idea of that. It was just a weird crush I had on a girl for like a couple months, but it's not that awesome, I hope a lot of people don't watch this. I don't want to ruin the like intrigue. I don't want to ruin the intrigue. I know you're not supposed to explain too much, but oh well,
No, I got you. So how did the group come together? I know T, you said that you kind of came in like pretty recently. And then Este, from what I understand, is also Este, you're in Puerto Rico currently, right?
Yes, I've been living in Puerto Rico since 2012, but I'm a Florida native by heart.
I got you. So how did the band come together to make this?
Well, I could really give a long story when it comes to this answer. But to start off, I've known Raphael since elementary school. I literally think the year was 2009 was when we met.
Yeah,
but I've known him for a very long time, and Jesus and Raphael, I know they've known each other also for quite a long time. They had a real friendship together. They do everything together. They had a YouTube channel together and everything. So they're bros.
Yeah.
So it's like that. And then, so obviously I was friends with them. We would be on Discord all the time talking. And at least me personally, I've always been very interested in the type of music that Raphael and Jesus would listen to, but also consequently make, because they've just been making music for fun for at least quite a while now, or a year plus. And personally, whenever Raphael would send me something of his, I would listen to it multiple times and fall in love with it for it to never release. But the thing is that I really kind of wanted to work on something with those two, because I know if we can all put our heads together, we can make something really cool. And I feel like the whole concept of this was just to make something that we could drop, that we could show to the people. At least personally, me coming into it, I wanted to make something that I would enjoy listening to, but also something I would enjoy listening to with my friends or in certain situations. So there's always a period where I go to Florida, and that's usually in the summertime. So at least when the pandemic started back in March, I would be on Discord with Rafael and Jesus, and I'm like, let's make something over the phone, over the chord. So we had some little things. That's when we started working on Juicy. That was the first song that we worked on this project.
It was also the last song in a weird way, but all right, continue.
Exactly. The last song, at least how we finished it. So that was a rough chorus that song had, but I really like how that one turned out. So that was the first one we worked on, and then eventually came to a point where Discord just wasn't doing much. So I had a time where I went to Florida because my father lives there, so I'd be with him. But I spent at least a good month staying with Raphael in his house, in his room. I had a mattress on the floor, and that was luxurious. We had good meals every day, and then we just kind of started working off from there. Literally, the first day we got together, we at least put the bass or at least something down from Sunshine. That was kind of our big thing for us. The chords, exactly. So
gotta get that out there. Anytime that song's mentioned. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
So there was that. And then I known for a second Raphael and Jesus together as Yoger. They've been at least mutuals with T for a minute now. And and they worked together a few months back, editing a music video for T. But then, if I'm right, T wanted to work with Yoger. And then it came to a point where fast forward to June, I'm there, we're all there, and we're just like, let's meet up with T. And then we got in his apartment. Very magical day that day was. And day after that we spent together, we just got more together, and that's how we made everything work.
And yeah.
So T, how did you come into the mix in this?
So pretty much, I had been following Yoger on Instagram for a while, and then I started following their personal accounts. And one day I just messaged Raphael, and it was kind of like introducing myself, because like we had like interacted in comments here and there. But yeah, like introduced myself, he introduced himself. Like I just kind of talked about like how I admired their work. And then like another day I was like, yo, like we should work together on some stuff. And this was before I knew that they wanted to make music as well. Like I didn't know that, because I was already making music at that point, like solo stuff. And this is before I knew that they wanted to make music as well. So once I learned that they wanted to make music, it was like beyond visuals, beyond covers, beyond like, I sincerely wanted to work with them. And we had plans for like next year to like work on like rework some of my songs and work on like new songs together. And pretty much I had seen like, you know, I was in a group chat with Jesus, Raphael, and then David, who lives in North Carolina. And we were talking about just music stuff at that point. And then over time, once I saw that Este, who is someone else that I met through them kind of, I started interacting with him online as well. So we all like kind of knew, I kind of knew them at that point. So once they started working on the EP, that's when they came to my apartment. And that was our first time meeting. That was in June. And it was things just kept rolling from there. And then they would just come over to my apartment occasionally. And then we started going on the road trips. And then after that, it was like really working on the EP and finishing it all took place here in Raphael's room.
Yeah, it just kind of all came together in that way.
So, Raph, I'm assuming that from what I'm hearing, you tend to be like the songwriter of the group.
I'd say like Jesus and I are the producer, like, you know, instrumentally. But I feel like maybe just for this EP at least, I kind of like would be the one to present ideas, you know, like I think maybe all of them, I don't know. Like basically I would just have some loose idea and be like, you know, check this out, Jesus. Then Jesus and I would work on it instrumentally. Then we'd show it to like Este and T. And then it would just kind of like, you know, T would write T wrote all his verses. Este would write some verses. I would help him write them. And like, we would just like, T was pretty instrumental in like helping us section songs in terms of like chorus, verse, like what to put where. But I'd say like for this EP, yeah, I was kind of like the one that proposed the original ideas, but I don't like calling myself the main songwriter, just because like the ideas are so bare when I present them that I don't even know if I would consider it like a song. You know what I mean? The song kind of comes together like, instrumentally, me and Jesus, and then as a whole with everybody. But that probably will change with like our album and everything. So I don't know.
One thing I will say is that they did a very good job at like setting the tone for all four of those songs. Like they did a very good job at like setting the tone. And then after that, it was just writing the rest of the song and then cleaning up any lyrics, cleaning up everything instrumentally.
Because we have like 500 ideas per song. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like for everything you hear, there's like 10 things that just got axed, like 10 layers that just got axed. But like we're looking to kind of like simplify it moving forward. But yeah, that was the process for this album. Like I said, it wasn't very like organized, it was just kind of like whatever happens type thing, and just contextualizing it all after.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that in your guys' documentary. I noticed that I think you guys had like a notepad and you were writing down like what type of like theme or vibe that you were going for with each song. I think the specific words, if I remember correctly, is this song needs to be brighter.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't
for sunshine.
Right, exactly. And it was just like it seems like it feels very open-ended. I feel, and I get that vibe when I listen to the album or the EP, and it just sounds very like I'm not saying it sounds unfinished, but it sounds like the song initially and the songs on the EP sound like they can go anywhere. And you guys just follow that pattern, and I really like that pattern throughout the whole thing.
Thank you.
So the album art, and I've noticed this even on your guys' YouTube channel, you guys have a very specific aesthetic. And who is responsible for getting all that taken care of?
Me and Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
That is awesome. We love actually the YouTube channel art that you guys have.
On Yoga or on
the 5 Loco channel.
Oh yeah, the red grass one.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We're gonna do more things like that for the LP rollout. You know what I mean? But I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you guys been approached by anybody to do like live shows, or are you guys planning on doing live shows? I know there's COVID.
That kind of rolls into my question, a question I usually ask all the artists is, how has the pandemic affected your career? But you guys as artists kind of started during the pandemic.
The pandemic started our career.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
how was that?
Okay, I'd say this, right? Jesus, David, and I, me, Jesus, and our other friend David, who is in 5 Loco, but I'll explain that later a little bit. But Jesus, David, and I had a sort of like band in the works, you know what I mean? For like months, like maybe even a year. Like we have like probably like an hour or something or more worth of just like random snippets of material, like hours probably. And like we would just go to David's house, me and Jesus, and we would just like, because when we first started that with David, we really didn't know anything about music. Like I really just barely started playing guitar. I knew how to play drums, like all that sort of thing. But like, yeah, so that didn't really like pan out because David had to go to North Carolina to go to like, he's going to school for audio engineering and, like just like the technical side of like production. And so, so when that happened, Jesus and I were just kind of like, that was in like, I believe, I don't know, like June of 2020, maybe like, yeah, like when, like when summer or whatever ended, like July around there. No, maybe, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, so that band was called Santo House, and like, I don't know, that might come back one day. But when that kind of dissipated, that definitely like our process then probably wouldn't have been able to keep going during at least the beginning of the pandemic, because we used to go to David's house and we used to like hang out and everything. And I remember like we actually were going to go there a few times before he moved, but then like it was tough because of coronavirus. We couldn't really go. And I don't know, I guess it didn't really affect our process because we didn't have a process, but we did make music. Like Jesus and I have been making music for a long time, and it didn't really change anything like conceptually or like lyric wise or anything, I don't think. But yeah, I'm sorry, what was that the question? I think that was the question.
No, I mean that's perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious about this because I don't remember exactly being talked about in the documentary. I know I saw the kind of like the shots where you guys were looking off the computer and like working with like, I'm assuming what, like mixers and stuff like that. But what did you guys actually like physically record off of? Like, what was like the studio like? What's your studio build?
I mean, I would show you right now. If I just don't want to move like the laptop around, but like, I guess like, okay, we use MIDI for some things. You know, we have like some cool like, you know, analog synth emulation programs for MIDI. But all the guitar is like me playing guitar, just like direct input into the computer, into the software. We use Logic. We wanted to do real drums, but I didn't have an interface that could have multiple mics. So all the drums are like sample based or MIDI. I mean, we played them, but like, you know, on a keyboard or something. So I mean, I'd say it's mostly like something I really like, and Jesus and I both really like, is just mixing digital and analog things together. Sorry, something going on on your end right there?
Don't even.
No, it's his siblings.
It's my siblings.
Oh, all right. But yeah, we just really like mixing like real things and digital things. So it's just like guitars, MIDI, you know, weird samples of things, like, I don't know, everything, a bit of everything. It's just like a bedroom studio though, like entirely bedroom studio.
Okay. Cool.
No sort of like sound isolation. We use the closet for vocals, and like that's essentially it. It was just everything was recorded in this room essentially. Mm-hmm.
I got you. Yeah, no. Yeah, that tends to be the case with most of the bands we interview. The only exception was Destroy Boys.
Yeah, they're big time.
Yeah, they are big time. That was
crazy.
That was nerve-wracking.
Yeah, that was. Congrats on getting that interview, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we were really hyped about that. No, but we love bands that are DIY to the core.
Yeah, like American Poetry Club, they record with like the Apple earbuds that come with your phone.
Oh damn!
So they record all of our music with, and you would never get, because like it sounds really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew it was like a bedroom sort of deal. I knew they weren't doing like most of the stuff in the studio, but I would have never guessed they were recording it with Apple earbuds and mixing it on GarageBand. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we've always kind of held the opinion that like, with the less you have and the more you create, that's where like true creativity kind of comes from.
No, I agree. I definitely.
Yeah, and we love that vibe. It's definitely like, I think the coolest.
Mm-hmm.
When you can see what somebody does with like a limited amount of resources.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's definitely dope. So so can I be honest with you guys? Is this your guys' first interview?
Yeah, first ever interview
together. Yeah.
Dang.
Nice.
Yeah,
we've done some solo, but this is
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. No, we're proud of that.
No, we're glad you guys had us.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Be honest with us. Were you guys kind of like surprised that we contacted you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, pretty surprised.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that you guys responded. That happens every time. Like I'll DM an artist and then they'll respond. The only one I wasn't surprised was our first interview, because I've been friends with the guy for like internet friends kind of.
Hi, son.
For like a few years.
Mm.
Yeah. By the way, how old are you guys?
I'm 20. I just turned 20 the other day.
Okay.
Jesus is 20.
Yeah.
He turned 20 a couple months ago. T is 21. I think you guys say your own age. Este, you say your own age. Come on. Say it, Este. Go ahead.
19, I think.
Say it, Este. Is he frozen?
He's frozen in space.
Is Este just frozen in time right now? Well, Este's 19. I guess he died. His birthday's in like a month or something. In a month, yeah.
Well, I'll let him
like 19, 20, 21. Yeah.
I'll let him back in if he has to rejoin. No, yeah, you guys are the youngest band we've interviewed.
Really?
Yeah, I'd say.
High Sun's 20.
Okay, I get. Yeah, well,
I just turned 20, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
I just turned 20 like a few days ago.
Yeah.
But no.
No, that's it. It definitely helps. American Poetry Club. The problem we ran into with them is they're all
they're like in their mid 20s and they like use Facebook, and like that's fine. It's just I can't relate at all. And I was like, I don't know how to use Facebook, and they kind of made fun of me.
Yeah.
They made fun of you for not knowing how to use Facebook. I feel like it's the other way around now. You know?
Yeah.
Like, you know how to use Facebook, you get made fun of.
Yeah, that our podcast kind of turned into like Joe Rogan Experience, because one of the band members decided to like start smoking weed on camera, and then we had to like block it out and stuff.
And it's so funny because there's just like, because I'm in the middle of a sentence and then he pulls out
lighter flick.
I'm like in the middle of a sentence, he pulls up the bong, and I look over at the camera and I see him ripping it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
And Gabe's like, Brandon, are you okay? And I was like, yes. Yeah. 1 second. 1 second.
You froze like Este?
Yeah. Yeah.
Este's just gone now. What happened, bro? What the hell?
Oh, no.
Puerto Rico, not very stable internet connection.
We got like 10 minutes left on this call. When we switch over to the other one,
I'll try to contact him. Like I'll try to call him. Something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I want to call him.
He's got that virtual, or he did have that virtual background going.
I must have crashed his whole system or something. It couldn't handle the graphics of the virtual background. Este's a funny guy though.
No, but yeah.
That would happen to him. It's just funny. He said my power went out.
Yeah. Is that what he said?
My power went out. I think like he got struck by like a lightning bolt from the.
Oh, dang. Is it like
Nice.
Is it like storm?
Power went out.
Puerto Rico?
Well, I guess you're Este-less. But
That's hilarious.
yeah,
So,
I mean,
in the meantime, then Yogurt TV. Am I saying that right? Yogurt.
Yeah, you're saying it.
Joker.
Yogurt TV.
Yogurt, yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't have a lot of like, I don't know, like research into that side of your guys's career. But like, what do you guys like mainly focus on that channel?
it was like Jesus and I used to do YouTube like a couple years ago, like just Jesus, like we just had a channel called something else. I'm not gonna say it, but I mean it's very public. But anyway, and so we started doing Let's Plays like when we were like 16 or something. And then like it evolved into like commentary videos and all that stuff. Most of that, I mean, all of it's gone now from YouTube, but so we've always had that kind of like experience with video and like just like love or whatever for YouTube. Like we just like doing it. And then when we started yoga's kind of just like our creative, like it was mostly visuals, you know what I mean? Like just like, because we do visuals, we do like music as well. And then we just wanted to kind of like incorporate a video aspect to everything we do. So like to just show like behind the scenes and just like show cool shit that we're doing.
Mhm.
And that's just what Yoga TV started as. It's just kind of like a hub for like whatever we want to put on there, like whatever video content we want to put on there.
Right, so
It's
just like
literally that. Yeah, it's literally just like showing, like it's just like a supplement to our other things, like our music and our art pieces, like just behind the scenes stuff. It's just stuff like that. Yeah, we want to do more with that. Like we want to start doing interviews as well of other people on there. So
that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, for sure. And then T, you've been making music for a while, right? That's what you said.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'd say around like at this point 2.5 years probably. But it was around this time last year where I like really like took it up a notch. Like really started taking it serious. And yeah, here I am now.
I gotcha.
an album coming soon. Yeah,
I would-
various album coming soon.
I would ask Este about the Power Rangers thing. But
I'll answer on his behalf.
oh yeah. Oh, what's like? How do you get started with Power Rangers?
Well, he liked it as a kid. I mean, I feel like that's how most like older
Yeah.
Power Rangers fans start. And he's liked Power Rangers since I met him in like 3rd grade, 4th grade, and like he used to get bullied for it even back then, which is funny because we were still children, we were still in the target demographic for Power Rangers, but he liked it since then. Este's a guy that like he's been on YouTube for like I don't know, like since he sounded like a squeaker, you know what I mean? Like he was just been on there like nonstop, just grinding. And I used to look at Este's channel and like we used to be like, damn, Este's channel is like he's not gonna like make it, you know what I mean? Like he's been making videos for like 3 years and he doesn't stop. It's kind of like I admire his like, you know what I mean, his persistence. And then like he just started growing like crazy. And then like he just kept going and he just really he genuinely just likes Power Rangers. I mean, he doesn't just like do it for the video. He actually just genuinely fucks with Power Rangers.
Dude,
And Toku and stuff.
Power Rangers, bro.
What'd you say?
I fucking love Power Rangers. That is my lifeblood, dude. I've
I
spent
mean,
an
that's
obscene
respect.
amount of money on the action figures. Like
You have a big collection?
what?
You have a large collection?
Let's see. I had a 5-pack that just came in today, so I have 25 figures now. I've been collecting them since like June.
Oh, you just started?
Yeah, in June.
But you've liked Power Rangers for a while though, no?
Yeah. I've liked Power Rangers since I was like a little kid. I used to watch it with my dad. And but I didn't start really getting back into it until I was like quarantining from like March to May and I had nothing to do. So I just started watching Power Rangers.
There he is.
Is he back?
Himself.
Yeah, he should be here for this. This is a one part. Este.
Let's go.
My power went out. I am so sorry.
Bro, we were talking about Power Rangers on your behalf.
Yeah, we were talking.
Damn it.
Hey,
No. Gotta re-ask the question to Este then, I guess.
Well, hold on. Actually, we have like 3 minutes left on this call, so like I'm gonna drop the link real quick. And
All right, cool.
Yeah, and we'll pick up the conversation about Power Rangers. So Este, what happened?
It's an island thing where every few days or so the power would just go out for no reason.
Every day, like literally every day.
It's kind of almost every day in a sense.
Is it
sometimes it comes back in 5 minutes and sometimes it comes back in 5 hours, depending on the day.
Oh dang!
Just
So
I think it came back in
today,
5 minutes today.
Is today the lucky day?
I had a very lucky day today.
That's awesome. So we were talking about Power Rangers and specifically your channel.
Yeah, that is also a thing I do besides that is my the ultimate side hustle.
Este's the only Power Rangers fan among
I'm the only
all
Power
of us,
Rangers fan.
but we don't know anything about Power Rangers.
Well, no, I'm also a Power Rangers fan.
Oh yeah, I'm
Shout
singing
out
5
to
locos.
But no, we were just talking about like why did you start the channel? I guess.
I started the channel, well, as long as I've known Raphael, we've always kind of liked doing YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And so
Minecraft was lit back in the day, you know. We used to do Minecraft videos as well.
So a big part of our friendship and how it formed was our love for Minecraft.
Mhm.
And we initially wanted to do Minecraft videos together. And at least in my case, do videos talking about gaming news because we were gamers. We were real gamers back then. So I started the channel that way. And then we all just kind of went our own ways in terms of content. I started doing vlogs and the videos about Power Rangers. And then Raphael did his own YouTube channel with Jesus. And they did their thing for a while. I would show up in their videos too.
Hugely successful YouTube channel Jesus and I had. No, not as successful as Este though. Este went nuclear, you know. That was crazy. But I commend Este. His YouTube efforts are crazy. He's a hustler.
I try my best.
He's a grinder, you know. He grinds.
It's about the grind.
No, I like it. I love it. It's awesome. No, so I feel like this is like obvious. So you like actually make money off of like your Power Rangers like obsession.
Yes, I do.
That is
He doesn't buy that many collectibles either. He has a bit of a tight wallet. He's not that many collectibles.
I don't buy that many of the toys.
He only buys them for reviews.
I buy them specific.
I have 25 of the Lightning collection figures.
I have 5.
I knew it, bro. I knew it.
Well,
I buy all of them.
I just bought 2 the other day.
which ones did you get?
I'm only collecting the SPD and Dino Thunder ones right now.
Okay. Nice.
So tight wallet.
I've just been boiling all of my money on it.
I would never do that, but
you guys don't understand. Brandon has like ruined our friend group because now I'm the only one that's not into it. And everybody else, I'm like now the odd man out because
You're not liking Power Rangers?
I didn't grow up with it. Like,
No, yeah,
That doesn't mean you can't watch it though. It's so awesome, dude.
I have no
Listen to the
intention
man.
of watching it.
Neither did Sam, and now Sam's a huge Power Rangers fan. So like,
Sam is like our newest addition to our podcast.
he's gonna help us with like our accounts and everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Weird.
I tried to get Raphael into Power Rangers. That didn't really work out.
Try to get me into Common Rider. It didn't work out.
Mhm. So since the release of the EP, what have you guys been doing since?
Well, we went to Puerto Rico.
Very true.
That was like we went the day before we dropped it. Like we dropped it the second day we were there. And then while we were there, we're just kind of relaxing, but also trying to get things going on the like back end of things, like marketing wise and everything, sending emails and conceptualizing like video ideas and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, Este and T are more so, I'd say more well versed in that sort of thing. Jesus and I are kind of like a bit clueless when it comes to that sort of stuff a little bit, but honestly, if I'm being so honest with you, we got back from Puerto Rico on I think October 22nd. Yeah. And since then we've been doing the whole like TS things that you've seen on Instagram. We've been doing videos, like the documentary. The documentary was quite an undertaking to edit. There's a lot of like loose footage. But honestly, I felt kind of personally, I felt kind of disoriented ever since we came back. I feel like I still haven't gone back on my feet yet, but we have like new music coming out relatively soon, like a month, like over a little bit over a month from now. We're dropping a single on December 18th. So, and then an album in 2021. So it's gonna be hectic, you know. But
hype. It's really hype. Super those 2 weeks in Puerto Rico were really good to us in terms of at least bonding in a sense, because at least I've known Raphael for a very long time. Raphael's known Jesus for a very long time. And obviously during the whole process of the EP, I was in Raphael's house for a month. And then obviously all three of those guys did have their own time together, basically being together every other day or every day working on it. Yeah. But it was the first opportunity we had, all four of us living in one roof together for 2 weeks. And I really think it really helped us get us more together as a group per se now.
Unified.
Raphael, I've noticed you cut your hair.
Yeah, I did. Unfortunately,
it's significantly, it looks the same. It's just the back is like all gone now.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. I just told my barber to fuck me up and just cut the back off. Nice. But it's just something I had to do. It was getting annoying, you know. So I never keep a haircut for more than a year. It's really hard for me I just want to reinvent my image constantly.
I messed my hair up. I messed my hair up really bad last year. So it was a little bit longer than this last year. And I tied it in a ponytail in the front of my head and I cut it off with scissors, like house scissors. And so it was really messed up for like almost a year. And then I let it grow out like down to here, and then I cut it all off again.
By yourself? You cut it yourself?
No, I went to a barber this time.
Yeah.
And now it's like finally normal. So that was a horrible process.
It's the journey. The hair process is definitely journey. I've done a couple of self cuts myself as well. The last 2 times I've gotten a haircut is because I fucked myself up, and then I just had to go get it fixed. Like those are the last 2 haircuts I've gotten, including this one. Like the last time I tried to give myself a mullet, and then I just had to go get a proper mullet, and then this time I tried to cut a little bit, and then I cut too far, so I just went and just got it all cut type thing. But yeah.
Yeah, this is the longest I've had mine.
Yeah.
And I have like mixed feelings about it. I don't know whether or not I mess with it or not.
Hair is weird.
Growing it out is definitely worth it. We won't talk about Este's hair because we make a lot of jokes about Este and his barber and everything, but I won't bring that up here. You know what I mean? It's not the proper venue. Anyway, I know I just brought it up. I won't bring it up.
Just brought it up.
I'm glad you guys are releasing more music. I've been plugging your guys' EP at my school hard.
That's awesome, man.
Thank you.
Very much appreciated. Yeah, because it's really good. It's I find it calming. I don't know. It's got that I can like space out to a lot.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Is it like weird to know that you guys have like fans like already on the like other side of the country even?
I mean, I don't. It's hard to conceptualize. You know, it's hard to like internalize that. It's hard to like think about that. You know, personally.
Yeah. It was hard to think about like, oh, there's people actually listening to this, and like there's actual like fans about this. Like I would look at
no.
the statistics. See, we have like
wait, hold up.
Am I good?
You're good. You froze like a mid-sentence type thing, but
I'm sorry. Okay. So I checked the statistics, right? And I see we'd have like 10 or so listeners in like Los Angeles, or we would have like 15 or so in Brooklyn. And we would have like some random 2 guys in Ireland, some 5 people in the UK. I'm just like, there's just actually just people around the world listening to this. And it's kind of a weird thing to think about.
Yeah.
But it's also just kind of a cool thing because at least how I see it, like we got something here that people all around the world could enjoy in a way. And I didn't think of that personally. I didn't think, at least I kind of had to worry that like, oh, what if they don't like it? You know,
Yeah.
what if they're not ready for this? But then it came out. Yep.
I'll say one thing, Este, building off what you said. I think the most impactful thing for me when I really do feel it is like, I remember someone on Twitter posted just like these two pictures of them and their significant other, like just like sitting on a grassy hill, just listening to Juicy and just like on like a blanket or something. And like that, just like when I saw that, like I was just like, man, like it was like a sunset and everything. I'm like, people actually incorporate this music into their lives.
Yeah.
And that to me is insane because I like, I'm not even just saying that. Like I really don't, I can't understand it, but I love it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's kind of like what I want to do music for. It's just like, I just want people to enjoy it as a part of their lives. Like that's literally my only goal with music.
One thing I'd say in my experience, because I'm like out of the bunch, I'm the only one who has like previously released music. I was like the entire time of us making it, I was like extremely excited to like get it out because like I don't know, I was confident in it from like the start. Like I just like there's something about like having your own brand of music, like having your own style of music, or like just doing something that's like very like of itself, you know, and that's how I felt about this EP. So it like the response is great, but it doesn't like surprise me. You get me?
Yeah.
It seems like it makes sense to me, and I'm excited like for people to hear what more we have to offer because I feel like it's like so much more that we have to offer.
Definitely.
I got you. Yeah. We I mean, we're not like super big, but like we weirdly have like people in like the UK, in like Ireland and Australia listening to us, and we're like, we don't get this. Like, why is this in like a different country? I'm pretty sure we're banned in Singapore.
Why?
I don't know, because so on our podcasting hosting platform, you can like view like where in each country people are listening from, and it said community like development council. So I'm pretty sure that's like whatever censorship they have in Singapore. So I'm pretty sure we're banned there.
Damn, they banned your ass from Singapore? It's kind of messed
Yeah,
up.
I mean it makes sense. The Destroy Boys
They hate
episode
you,
got a little
dog.
dicey.
Probably 'cause someone pulled out a bong. Or, I don't know. It was,
Oh no, it was definitely not. It was definitely not that was the American Poetry Club.
oh yeah, true.
Yeah, the Destroy Boys one had some questionable content. We still bleeped it out, but
Yeah, it's probably not good enough for Singapore, to be honest with you.
yeah,
So I appreciate that.
Singapore's a little whack.
Definitely. No offense, Singapore. Never been there.
Yeah, don't diss
know
an
anything about
entire
Singapore.
country on our podcast, Gabe.
We're already banned there. It's not like it's gonna be an issue.
You're not gonna see it anyways.
Yeah,
Prime
sorry,
Minister of
Okay.
Singapore. is
sorry,
gonna see
community.
that.
Sorry to whatever community development council member is listening to this. But yeah, no, that's really dope. You guys are killing it, and we can't wait for more. I know you probably aren't gonna want to disclose this, but like, is there a specific vibe that you guys are going for? Or is it gonna be like a continuation on this next couple releases?
On the LP,
Probably won't be a continuation.
definitely won't be. I can tell you, honestly, whatever I tell you right now will probably end up being capped in like a couple months. But like, I'll say like, what where my mind is I just want to make more danceable songs. I want to make simpler songs, very short, more simple. I want to lean into the indie thing a bit more, into like indie pop, like rock a bit more, you know, and maybe perhaps like I definitely want to get my analog game up. I'm getting a new interface in that can mic drums and everything, so it probably will be more stripped back in a way, but the fewer things that are there are going to be more impactful. The fewer layers are going to be more impactful, I'd say. But honestly, I can't tell you what it's going to sound like. I have no idea. Even if I'm not just like not wanting to disclose it, I genuinely just don't know yet. But
The thing I notice constantly, at least between Rafael and Jesus, is their minds are constantly evolving. Like every day.
I mean, he's right.
I'm serious. Like they would learn something new, or they would experience something and they would just apply anything to any future stuff that they make. We can have something already set and done, but then they got a new idea on their head. We just scrap everything and start from zero. So, there's a lot we can say right now, but it's not like it's gonna mean much later, because we might just throw that out the window and just make a completely new thing. True. But at least how I would feel is I'm very confident that whatever we end up making, at least is gonna be enjoyable for my ears enough for me to want to release it.
Right. I think people will appreciate our future work a lot. And one thing I'll say is the EP, the 4 songs kind of played out as levels and like pieces of different things. And I think, I'd assume that all of us want the project, like our longer project, the album, we want it to be more well knit together, more cohesive, and we want to capitalize off of all of our strong suits from the EP. So not sonically like the EP, but spiritual. All the pieces that people like from the EP, I feel like those will stay with us.
Yeah.
Are you guys really connected with your fans? Would you say?
I don't think we have any fans right now.
Well, we
do, but I guess no, because I don't know many. Like I know like only people I know that listen. I really don't. Like the thing is, I'm a very externally like based person, so I really like when I hear other people's opinions, it really gets to me, like positively and negatively as well. I mean, some people not really, like some people I don't really care about their opinions, but most people I get impacted by that. So I feel like maybe subconsciously I kind of tend to like not, I don't want to push too much and ask people what they think, or, force like interaction or like post things too often. But of course that's something I'm, fighting against, because, you got to get yourself out there and stuff. But like, yeah. I don't really talk to people who listen to our stuff a lot. I don't really hear from them a lot personally. Este and T, I would assume, because they just have larger followings, T as an artist and Este as a YouTuber, that I just assume that they probably hear more from people than Jesus and I. Jesus and I don't really hear from anybody, to be honest, much. So that's why I really appreciate hearing you guys say you like it, but we don't get that much. But
I've heard from a decent amount of people, and one thing I'll say about us as far as being connected with fans, I feel like when we continue to like break through more, I feel like that will be a focal point for us to be connected with, the people that are supporting. I think it's a huge thing.
I definitely want to be, yeah, that's for sure. I definitely want to be very closely connected with them.
So like moving forward, like what would you say like your hopes are in terms of like growing as musicians? Like do you desire, I know for High Sun specifically, it wasn't exactly like he was desiring fame, quote unquote. Yeah. He just wanted to make art for art's sake. Do you guys is your guys' like a recognition, or do you feel very much connected to your art?
I mean, I feel like anybody who, I feel like 90% of people who don't admit to both are probably either lying or misguided, because I feel like I definitely like want to make music for the love of it. I mean, I genuinely just absolutely love music, and it's like it gets to me, like it's the only thing that really like gets to me like that. And it's like I definitely do really love music, but at the same time I definitely do want to be able to have enough money to survive, so it's like I definitely want to have a certain level of I want us to get a certain level of following so that we can create comfortably, not in luxury or anything, but at least get on by comfortably and be able to maybe all live in the same place and like just increase our output times 10. Like I just really, Jesus and I really just like want to get to that like output level where it's just like, just like a machine in a way, but also just like artistically grow to the point where we can do that, like as musicians, as instrumentalists, as vocalists, like just grow to the point where we can just like have ideas and execute them, as good as possible. We've gotten to that point with visuals a little bit more. We're definitely like way better at like making visuals. It comes easier to us than music right now. But altogether, we definitely want to just get to that level where we can just start putting things out, living together. I would love to play live shows. That's awesome. Like I would love to like make renditions of even these songs to play live. That would be cool. The COVID shit sucks, but like I don't know. I think, yeah, I definitely do want to attract a certain level of following. And that's kind of what my headspace going into the album is, just making it accessible without compromising the weirdness and the uniqueness of it. Because I mean, that's kind of just like, we really can't help it. Like, we really could not just make a straightforward song that sounds like exactly like something else. It's not really like, it just wouldn't come out of us. Like, I don't know, it's naturally just wouldn't. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm more so worried about streamlining everything and getting it into people's ears. But of course, there's a huge self-satisfaction part to it as well.
Yeah,
Right.
it's very important. At least how I went into it, because this is the first ever music project that I worked on with Raphael and Jesus, and in general, at a scale like this, for it to actually be released on music streaming platforms. So it was a very big thing for me. And coming into it, we all because we've been sitting on these for what feels like months now, and even it would feel like years, because we would hear it time after time again. And it comes to a point where it's just like, we need to drop this now. But there's also a factor in which we're very happy with what we made. Also, we may be annoyed of hearing it so many times, but we feel very proud of what would be considered the end product, because we do feel that there is enjoyment out of this. And who says that same process is going to happen here when we make the LP? But
hopefully it'll be way easier than the EP. But yeah, it will. It definitely will. It will.
And obviously we have this as a starter point. You know, we really conquered all obstacles here. We had a pandemic. We had obviously the distance between all of us. So I'm really proud that we got this together done in the first place. I'm very, very proud of everybody.
Thank you.
What we all did.
For sure.
And I wanted to come to a point where we can make stuff together. I realized that in my time with Raphael, in my time I would seeing Jesus come over there, every time that we would be with T, I felt like all our creative minds in a room together could really blossom. And I feel in conclusion, we all got to move out and live together if we want to make some really cool stuff. And hopefully we get to that point one day. I'm really praying for manifesting that success so we can make music together, because when this was all said and done, I was super happy about what we did, and it makes me 10 times more excited to work on music more. And now I have a much more bigger appreciation to music, much more of a bigger appreciation to what Raphael and Jesus has done together, a more appreciation into T and his whole career. And it just makes me very much more happy and very much more excited to work together.
I'm so, oh God. We're listening to it. The computer almost froze, and we had like a little mini heart attack. I think this came back on just now, and it like, we got the little spinny circle, and we were like, oh God. No, yeah, that's for sure. It's cool to hear you guys talk. I mentioned this at the beginning of the podcast, how you guys are the first like Southern/East Coast band that we've had on the podcast, because most of the bands that we've interviewed up to this point have either been
West Coast or from where we're from.
Right. So it's interesting to hear the way you guys talk, because I can't really articulate the vibe that I get, but it's definitely I feel like almost a different mindset in a way. And the other people present. It feels like the bands that we've interviewed from California and the musicians we've interviewed from California just have like a different I don't know. I don't know.
I think that's just like people in general, though. Every artist is gonna have a different vibe from the last. And all the other artists we've interviewed have been like more like, I don't want to say rock, but like indie, bedroom pop.
Yeah, you guys.
What would you call us? What would you call us? What would you classify us?
Man. Okay, so that's kind of hard. It's because like I've been thinking about this like the whole podcast. It's really hard to nail the EP down in a genre. Like there's rapping on it, but I wouldn't call it rap. Like it sounds kind of poppy, but I wouldn't call it pop. The big thing I get from it is it just sounds like summer music. Like it sounds like summer.
That's what we were going for. I mean, that's cool.
It works.
I thought we kind of lost that, but that's interesting to hear.
I get the kind of vibe where it's like, I feel like you guys your guys' EP would show up in like a Cartoon Network show.
Amazing.
That's really
That's what I feel.
That's
I can't figure out if it's a Adventure Time or regular show. I'm not really quite sure, but it's like
maybe
it's
like a mix of both.
Yeah, I think
yeah,
it's got Fox
crossover.
Turtle.
Yeah, because like you guys got that spacey vibe, and it's a little funky, and it's cool.
Appreciate that. That's definitely what we were kind of not going for, but like we felt it. We felt it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you guys definitely the most diverse in terms of genre
Yeah.
Thanks.
for the
Take
artist.
that.
I'd say High Sun too, because he's done like a lot of different.
Yeah, I've heard some of his stuff. Is a lot of different stuff from him.
Yeah,
lot of great
when you guys saw that we contacted you, were you familiar with any of the bands that we had previously interviewed?
No, we looked. I briefly kind of looked into them because I was just checking you guys' channel out, and I was just got curious. So
Mhm.
I looked up High Sun. I didn't look up American Poetry Club. I looked up Destroy Boys and everything. And but no, honestly, I don't think any of us were familiar with them because I mean, yeah, our musical intake is very different from person to person. Like all four of us, and like yeah, I don't think any of us are super deep into like those sort of scenes. I have a lot of respect for them, but like I've just never gotten there yet. So like musically, I haven't listened much yet to like much punk or like bedroom pop as much as maybe I would like to eventually. But
Yeah, see, that's kind of like what me and Brandon were born out of, because
Mhm.
like we're definitely into I kind of refer it as to like the mosh pit scene, but
Mhm.
like that's like the kind of concerts we end up finding ourselves at least recently.
Yeah.
Before that, it was kind of like, oh, we're at Weezer, we're seeing Weezer or something like that. Or we also saw Panic at the Disco.
That was in middle school. Though. Okay.
no, I get that. I get
Respect.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's that's kind of like what we were like. That's where we started off.
that. hmm
So it's finally. I feel like this interview in a way with you guys is kind of like a fresh of breath air for me and Brandon, because
Mhm.
you know you end up hearing a lot of the same style of music, and like to be able to interview you guys, which is a bit more diverse.
Mhm.
We love that. And you mentioned something that your musical intake per member is different for all of you.
hmm
So like, what do you all listen to?
I know T listens to Tyler the Creator because I just checked the playlist on Spotify.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all listen to Tyler the Creator. There are artists like Childish
Yeah, we
Gambino,
all
Tyler,
big fans of
Frank. Like there are artists that we're like all huge fans of.
Mhm.
But for me, I guess we could all describe.
Start
our
T.
own
You start
taste.
first.
Yeah.
We'll go
For
around.
me, I'd say like where my like loving of music started was rap and hip hop, because that's the type of music that my dad made, and that's the type of music that I was listening to because of him.
Mhm.
And then as I grew, I started to get into more genres, and a band that I liked, like the first band I probably ever liked was Paramore. And like I'm still like
Huge Paramore fan.
like crazy like huge Paramore fan. And but like I'd say probably there's two specific years that were most like changing for me music wise. It's 2014, because that's when I got into Tame Impala, and that like widened my scope on music, I guess.
Mhm.
And then I'd probably say 2015/16, because that's when I got into artists like Courtney Barnett, and she like kind of changed how I felt about like songwriting.
Mhm.
And Jamie XX, like really into like that type of production, like, and yeah, so like it has widened over time, and now like I listen to a lot. But at the same time, when I say I listen to a lot, like I'm very open musically when it comes to what I listen to, but I'm not the type of person that's like finding a new artist every day. Like I generally listen to the same artists that I've always listened to, and then their new works, of course.
Mhm.
And I want to get more into finding artists. I just don't have the energy for it. And sometimes when I get into an artist, I get a little bit too inspired. So that's what I'll say for sure.
Yeah.
If we're going around, I guess I would say I'll make it quick. I started the first music I ever listened to on my own, like you know what I mean, when you first actively pursue your own music, was like East Coast 90s hip hop. I don't know why, like Biggie, Nas, like Mos Def, like that's all I would listen to when I was in like freshman year of high school. it was really weird. Like, I don't know why that happened. I really don't remember why, but like, I don't have any reason, like familiar reason to, I don't know. It just happened. And then from there, I kind of started getting into like more modern rap, like, you know, like Kendrick Lamar, like I was into J. Cole for a little bit there, but then that kind of passed. And then I don't know, from there, like I got really into the Beatles at one point. Like I don't listen to them anymore, but I pretty much know like the entire Beatles discography. Like I really was into them for a while. And then from there, like, you know, I listen to Tame Impala as well. I listen to a lot of Stevie Wonder, a lot of Tyler, the Creator, Frank Ocean, as you mentioned. Frank Ocean was big for me at one point. Songwriting, lyric wise, I really like Frank Ocean as a writer. And so all that stuff was very inspiring. I'd say, and I'm Brazilian as well, so I do listen to a lot of like 60s, 70s MPB, like Brazilian music. I was super into bossa nova. I still am into bossa nova.
I think,
but like, yeah. What do you say?
I actually have. That reminds me. So my girlfriend is actually Brazilian, and that was unrelated to actually what I was gonna say. Another artist we attempted to get into contact with, who I was previously in contact with, he ended up DMing me some like Brazilian fusion music, and it's like, I can concur with that. I love that style of. It's like it's super interesting.
The rhythms are what I like. So like I'll say as a general rule, like barring Frank Ocean, he's the only person I can really think of off the top of my head. As a general rule, I'm not a fan of like arrhythmic music, like music with no rhythm or like low rhythms, like where the drums are kind of like an afterthought. You know what I mean? Like where you just kind of play along with the track. I know it may not seem like it, like there's not that much rhythm on this EP, but like I really like rhythm, and I think Jesus agrees with me on that. But like that's kind of like the first thing for me is like drums and bass, like rhythm, you know. So so I mean Stevie Wonder, Brazilian music, Stereo Lab, Tyler, the Creator, all that stuff. That's me. Jesus.
Damn, man.
We listen to some of the same stuff. But,
we listen to a bunch because we just hang out a bunch, so we just like listen to a lot of the same things. But when it comes to like, I don't know, like starting off with like listening to music and stuff, I think I had like a different experience because like I never really looked at like artists. The main thing that I used to do as a kid was go on SoundCloud and just go on the stations that they had there and just see whatever like pops up. And then if I liked it, and then I just go back and look for more. So I never really like thought about it per artist. It was more like, oh, this is a cool sound. I like this sound. And it wasn't until like recently that like it was like with artists and stuff, with other people like telling me if this sounds good, this sounds good. I think the main one that kind of like is truly like inspirational for me and that I really like would be Stevie Wonder, pretty much.
100%.
He'd have to be the big one for me. Yeah, but in terms of like genres and like artists and stuff, like it's only recently that I started to look at that stuff. So I don't really have like anything off the top of my head that I can list. But I don't know, like I just had like I have a bunch of like weird tracks on my SoundCloud likes that I like listening to.
He's definitely if I had to say who has the weirdest, most eclectic taste, I'd say Jesus for sure.
I got you.
Like you said, like a lot of like random stuff on SoundCloud. But
yeah, like you find some good stuff there. I found some like very like rare like funk, like fusion with like Latin, Latin rock too. I love that. It's like a weird combination. But yeah, you find some good stuff there. Oh, sorry.
No. That's what it is. I was trying to figure out when I said earlier, like the vibe that you guys have is different than the Californian bands. You guys have that Latin influence. That's what it is. Because like the Californian bands, they don't have that. And it's like, because I mean, obviously, because it's like, you know, punk, alternative, that kind of thing. But it's like, that's the vibe I was talking about when you guys have like a different just feel overall. No,
appreciate that. I mean, we're definitely looking to kind of lean into that for the album. So that should
make everything like we want to make things bounce here.
Yeah,
like I feel like that's what probably sticks out like rhythmically the most, like just the bounce of like certain songs.
Also, Este has a very funny
music. We got to hear about your.
I was just about to say, I haven't seen him in a minute.
All right, you go. Este.
Okay, so I love music. I love all types of music. To start off, I've just been into music since I was a kid. My mom.
He was a huge LMFAO stan. I have to throw that out there, bro.
I was gonna get to that eventually.
Probably ever in like 5th grade. All right. Anyway.
I never had an emo phase in my life. I had an LMFAO party rock stage where I would force everybody to listen to LMFAO.
I was there.
That was a thing. Raphael, I tried to force it. I had the red food glasses and everything.
Oh my god.
Awesome.
That was very awesome in 5th grade. And so I had that, and then a lot of Spanish music. My mom would put Spanish music, but I would say in the start of 2014, that's when I started to like really get into like streaming services like Spotify. So the first like hip hop album I heard was Because the Internet from Childish Gambino. Hearing 3005 for the first time when I was like 13, that like changed my life. Changed the way how I perceived music.
Mm-hmm.
So, but other than that, I had so many different phases of music in my life. There was a big electronic phase that my dad put onto me. Yeah. There was a lot of the times when it comes to music, I would mostly get it from listening to what Raphael would listen to, or from our other friend in our times at the Meadowbrook. Yeah. Sometimes they would play a song and I would secretly Shazam it on my phone or write it down so I can look it up later on Spotify. So we all kind of like, we all listen to similar artists in a sense, like Gambino.
Yeah, we definitely have. I know I said we're all like very different. We definitely have like a common basis between us with like big variations in that. But yeah, Este listens to a lot of rap.
Yeah,
listens to a lot of hip hop. Like
so
I think more than anyone else.
Probably, yeah.
Probably more than anyone else in the group. But we all kind of we had our Brockhampton phase, obviously.
Yeah.
There's who didn't have their own Brockhampton phase.
Yeah.
And at least now, at least on our Spotify playlist, like my music is just all over the place. There's Gambino. I'm a big Will Smith fan. Love Will Smith music.
What do you say about that?
I love that.
It's interesting.
Really quick before we go on, let's hop over to the next Zoom call because we got like, alrighty, we're back from the horrible cut. So Este, you were in the middle of talking about.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of Will Smith. Love Will Smith. One of my favorite rappers of all time, of all history.
That's such a weird thing to say.
So like Millennium, is that?
I respect it though.
Yes, I have. A funny story I could add to this was that one time me and Raphael went to a record shop, and I've never been in a record shop before personally before then because they don't have those in the island. So when I went with Raphael, we were looking around. He was looking at all the old music and stuff and some Brazilian CDs and vinyls. And I left the shop that day with a Will Smith single vinyl and a Black Eyed Peas CD.
Oh my god!
That pretty much sums up Este very very nicely. That's a good story to show the
exactly
character difference.
I also love Black Eyed Peas. I also love Nerd.
Well, Jesus and I love Nerd too, bro. Like,
they love Nerd, and then I kind of got because the thing is that we'd be in Discord calls and they would play music, so there's also that aspect. That's how I mostly listen to Nerd.
I forgot to mention Nerd and Pharrell. That's kind of messed up.
They're like a huge influence.
Pharrell's rhythms are crazy, bro.
Yeah,
that's why I love Pharrell. But,
they also introduced me to JPEG Mafia. Also,
let's go.
There's that. Yeah. And then what else? Obviously, living in Puerto Rico, a lot of Spanish music.
I'm out.
A lot of Spanish trap.
I like Spanish music.
Hella Bad Bunny.
Yes.
And all of that.
Absolutely. I don't know anything about that, but I respect it.
And then a lot of other songs would be randomly just stuff I see from movies. Like some movie soundtracks hit. I have a very strong opinion that every song from SpongeBob movie soundtracks are the best songs.
The first or the second one?
Ooh. The first SpongeBob movie soundtrack is amazing in its own sense. Mm-hmm. There's this song called Prince Paul's Bubble Party, which samples the Bubble episode from SpongeBob, which I love, one of my favorite songs ever. And then there's I made a whole video dedicated to the SpongeBob first movie album soundtrack. And then the second SpongeBob movie album soundtrack had Nerd on it. Yeah. That's how I first got introduced to Nerd. Was actually that. Finding that. Yeah.
Nice.
I know. And then I got reintroduced to them when they would show it to me. And the most recent SpongeBob movie also has some really good music. So there's that. But yeah, that's there's so much I could say, but that's the gist of it.
There is nothing like an early 2000s vibe.
True.
That brings to the table.
That's why I listen to the Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah, it's
Strong Black Eyed Peas fan right here.
I don't know what it is about the early 2000s, but it has such a specific sound.
Very true.
I can never like pinpoint what it is, but it's very like as soon as like Nelly Furtado or something comes on, I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm feeling like 2000s.
I'm a huge like Justin Timberlake fan also.
Yes.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. No,
I respect Justin Timberlake. I've never gotten into it, but I respect it.
I like his old stuff.
Yeah, Justified. Future Sex Love Sounds fire.
What's up?
We were just talking about how we like Justified and Future Sex Love Sounds. That Justin Timberlake album is fire. Yeah, never heard of it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
What?
Brandon's like cringing over here.
No, it's just I don't really listen to any of that. Like most music from the 2000s I listen to is just like emo music, pretty much. Like
Up on the Will Smith train.
Me and Brett.
Every time Will Smith drops a new song is one of the best periods of my life.
Here, all right, I'll say my embarrassing artist here, Taylor Swift.
I'm out.
I love Taylor Swift.
What's your favorite Taylor Swift album?
Honestly, like her most recent one is like her best made one, but like my favorite's 1989.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard the most recent one, but I like 1989.
See, I'm like the Katy Perry fan.
Okay, I like Katy Perry too. Like the rock version of "I Kissed a Girl." That song's so fire, dude.
Mm-hmm. No, it really is.
I'm also a Pitbull fan.
Oh no!
Stop talking.
No,
I'm serious. I could go.
I could tolerate everything else. No, that's where I draw the
Dog.
line.
I think we could wrap up the podcast.
I've been to
Pitbull on here, yeah.
I've been to Pitbull's New Year's concerts like 3 times in a row. Every New Year.
Oh my god,
Oh, dude, no, please.
It's a tradition. It's a family tradition.
I mean,
Hey, you're Este's mic. Cut him off. Throw him on. Take the power off.
I mean, my first concert. You guys are all familiar with Smash Mouth, right?
Vaguely, yeah. We know it's All Star, and you know.
Yeah, that was my first concert. Like,
was Smash Mouth?
It was Smash Mouth.
It's
it was
so
in
funny.
Colorado.
You're not the first person I've known that said that. Like,
Are you serious? What?
That said that. Yeah.
That's usually. Damn, I thought I was unique. All right. Well,
My
that
first
is
concert.
very unique. That is extremely unique. But it's funny that I've heard that one other time.
What? That their first concert was Smash Mouth?
Yeah, man.
Mine was Weird Al Yankovic in the 2nd grade.
That's respect right
It's
there.
wild.
I respect that. In the 2nd grade, that's a deep cut right there.
Yeah.
For a 2nd grade.
Deep cut.
My first one was Tyler, Cherry Bomb Tour. That was
I wish.
The Cherry Bomb Tour. That's all.
2015. I was in 10th
went to
grade.
Denver so bad when he came here, but I did not get tickets, and I
Same.
wanted to die.
Same thing happened to me. I wanted to go, but couldn't go during Flower Boy, I think it was. But yeah, I mean, Jesus and I've only ever been to one concert in our lives, and it was Brockhampton like a year ago or something. So, or like more than a year ago. But yeah, I'm missing out on concerts. Now it looks like, you know,
Yeah.
the whole concert thing might be. I mean, we've been to small concerts, but not like, you know, big concerts. But I mean, I've been to a couple of small concerts. But
I got you. So are you guys like really into like when it comes to concerts? Would you guys say like you're in the underground scene? Like,
not as much as I'd want to be, but I dabbled briefly when I was in a local band a little bit ago. Nothing like what we do now, but like that's, you know, I kind of dabble a little bit in the like South Florida scene, but not as much as I would want to. And then now with COVID, you know, the scene kind of got a little bit decimated, but at least for the time being.
I've been to a fair amount of shows like underground and like, you know, mainstream artists that are on like world tours and stuff. But yeah, like I've been to a bunch of local shows. I haven't performed at that many, but I'm really excited for when shows start happening more often. To perform with them, I'm super excited to perform with them and perform some solo sets. Like I'm just super excited about all of that, and like also to see big artists perform again. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I haven't been to that many concerts in my life.
They've all
The-
been bad.
So the first ever concert is when I was like 3 years old. Does this count? The Wiggles? Whatever.
That's
dude,
insane that you
I've
actually saw the Wiggles.
Whoa, you just gave me huge in this. I've seen them too.
That's crazy.
That's your first concert then.
I was like 4 or 5 when I saw them.
Exactly. So then
Yeah.
the second other concert I've ever been to was a Jonas Brothers concert.
Oh,
I also
God,
love the Jonas Brothers.
bro.
We need to, okay, Este's banned from all future interviews.
Este's
then-
fun facts are actually fun.
I'm learning new things. Yeah,
And
they are.
then
Next time we have you guys on, Este is not invited.
the
You guys are gonna be featured in like Rolling Stone, and like everybody's gonna have
No,
like,
Este?
Este's gonna be like actually.
redacted.
Embarrassing. What was your third one, Este? Just
My
say the
third
one.
one was a rap music festival that they did in the island for free after
headlined it?
Hurricane Maria.
Who headlined it?
French Montana. French
That's not a concert.
Montana.
That's a charity event.
Lupe Fiasco.
That's a guy talking on
Lupe
stage.
on the same set as French Montana. That's crazy.
Some of the guys
Cardi
from
B.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh,
heck
okay.
yes.
At that
All right,
concert.
there you go.
There you go.
That's a.
But it was
And
recent. So,
It was very recent. Who else?
Wasn't Cardi B
Akon.
there? Was Cardi B not there? Am I
No,
losing my-
Cardi B was the fourth concert I went to.
God damn, bro, you're just taking L's with these concert lineups.
Hey, oh, actually, no.
Whoa.
The concert after that was an Ed Sheeran concert.
Oh my God.
Dude, shut up. No.
I wasn't that into Ed Sheeran, but
The
like
only
my
musical artist that I genuinely despise. I love music. I love all music, but Ed Sheeran, I have nothing redeeming.
Nothing but contempt for Ed
So-
Sheeran.
Here's what.
I'm sorry.
Here's what I gotta say. The Wu-Tang
No.
Clan thing is pretty dope.
Yeah. Other than that, what do you
Oh,
have to say about that?
B.O.B. was also at that. I loved B.O.B.
Bro,
Bro,
you're not
um,
helping.
flat
You're
earth
making
guy,
it
bro.
worse and worse.
I know I'm not helping my case here, but it's
Stop
the truth.
talking.
No,
Um,
I've been to a bunch of epic shows. I've been to like a lot of shows.
Like
I-
good, actually.
Yeah,
epic, or-
I saw
oh, okay.
Mac Miller. I've seen Tyler like 5 times.
Thank you.
Mick
Nice.
Jagger. And then when I went to Flogna, I went last year. Like I don't even remember all the artists that I saw there, but like.
Did you
my
see
favorite-
Earl?
I didn't see Earl because I thought the headliner was gonna be Frank, so I waited at the main stage. I waited at the main
Drake.
stage.
You were at the
Drake.
Drake thing?
Yeah, he was there for
And
the
then
Drake
I
thing.
saw Drake, which I still was hyped. Like I still was hyped to see Drake.
Drake
but,
fan.
But it was like he got booed off by a bunch of other upset people, and they thought Frank was gonna come out after, so they booed him off stage, and then we just got nothing to end the night.
Damn.
Yeah, but you know, I have a pretty nice list of artists I've seen.
It's like the antithesis of Este's list.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I actually got a lot of respect for Este because he likes
No,
what
it's
he
not
likes
about-
and he makes it clear. He makes it.
Yeah,
clear.
that's the
I
thing
make it
about
very
Este. He has no
clear.
shame with that sort
Yeah.
of stuff. I definitely respect that.
I will openly bump it in a car anywhere I go, gladly.
I can respect
That's
that.
why he doesn't get
I
off.
can't respect the artist.
No, yeah, you can respect Este, but not the artist. That's how I feel.
No,
on,
I feel like at this point, every concert I've been to, I'm getting closer and closer to dying.
What do you
Because
mean?
and the concerts I'm going to are getting more and more extreme. Like it started off with Destroy Boys because we actually saw them before we interviewed them, and that was our first mosh pit experience. And then after that, are you guys familiar with Bring Me the Horizon?
Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
of him. For sure.
Yeah, that was my next concert, and that was pretty intense because
What year though? Like what era? What year?
It was just after their AMA release.
I'm out. I don't know them that well. I just know like vague, like you know. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know.
I don't know, like 2 years ago now.
Oh, okay. So it's more.
Yeah,
recent.
that one was pretty wild because the more intense the metal music, the less people like don't like hold back their punches.
Mhm.
So like, you know, I'm like going home with like bruises and stuff. But
Yeah.
the most recent one, Chelsea Grin, if you're
I've never
familiar,
even heard. But no.
they're pretty brutal.
Wasn't there that one guy?
Oh yeah,
The beginning.
I beat I beat the shit out of an old dude.
Whoa, wait. You never told me that.
What?
No, I was talking about the weird dude on stage.
The weird dude.
Yeah, the opener band.
Opening band.
Like the weird guy.
That
Was
was
he
the
in your
old guy
band?
was the weird guy, and we beat the crap out of him.
What did he do? Was he being like?
he was just like drunk and like pushing everybody everywhere. So we kind of like.
That must be satisfying. I feel like we've all wanted to beat up an old drunk guy before. I've
Yeah, I
definitely
mean,
been there.
the great thing about metal concerts and
You
stuff
can.
is that like you can take out your aggression
Yeah.
and it's encouraged, so that's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had a guy like try to punch me, but he was like much shorter than me, and I ended up like picking him up and like throwing him out of the way.
Yo,
It was pretty dope. If you have the
Damn.
chance to go to a metal concert,
I'm out on the mosh. I'm so out on the
you
mosh.
got to.
I'm out. I'm also out.
I pissed off at rap.
I wanna go to a
shows
metal
that pushing
concert
me
with
too
you.
hard.
I mean, Destroy Boys was pretty.
Remember that there was that dude. He was like 2 heads taller than both of us, and he was like fucking ripped, and he kept jumping back into me, and I'm like 110 pounds. So like he would like jump back into me, and it would create like a ripple of people just about to fall over. And I'd have to jump in the air and put like as much put all my weight into it to like just like knock
Does that
forward.
take away from the enjoyment of the music for you, or does it add to the enjoyment?
Oh no, it adds to it.
I'm out.
Yeah.
We do this
Yeah.
thing called a wall of death. It's where they
Oh.
split the crowd down the middle, and then you run at each other as fast as you can, and you jump into each other.
Yeah,
That
there's a,
sounds
there's a
intense.
lot of elbows, a lot of fists.
Yeah.
Real fun.
Damn.
You gotta try it. You gotta try it at least once.
Maybe
It's-
one
it's
day.
super
I'm
fun.
out.
Maybe.
Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Nah, I saw some dude get his nose broken in one of those walls of death. It was at like a Denzel Curry performance.
Oh heck yeah!
Yo, Denzel Curry.
Yeah, he like split the crowd and like they were just going in.
Damn.
Yeah, that's metal right there.
Bro, I'd be at the back.
Yeah.
I can't. I can't.
The best experience was it was a Chelsea Grin concert, and the dude next to me, I'm like a pretty short dude.
Mm.
I'm like only like 5'7", 5'8", and like the dude next to me was like 6'4", 6'5", and like the dude on stage, it was Crystal Lake. That was the band that was playing. And
That's
they're
the
like,
band I'm talking about
Yeah,
with the weird guy,
the weird guy.
He was
Oh,
in the
yeah,
band?
the lead singer.
Yeah, he was like he's got like that like anime voice where it's like
Mm.
it's very animated.
Mhm.
Like it's very
Like feminine wise or like masculine wise?
no, it's like evil.
Mm.
He's like,
I see.
let's
Like anime villain?
what?
Like an anime villain type thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And he just like, I want to see thousands of crowd surfers. So I just looked up at the dude. I was like, send me up. And then I got like screamed at by the lead singer because like, you know, they take you to the front. And then, you know, he's like obviously in my face, but
Damn.
yeah.
It sounds
If you get a chance
intense,
to go to a
bro.
metal
Yeah.
concert, hit those up. They're super fun.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh-huh.
That didn't happen at the Cardi B concert I was at.
Yeah, I bet it didn't.
I'm sure it didn't happen that day.
oh, yeah. What
The
is
thing-
what is a Cardi B concert?
Okay, that Cardi B concert wasn't like a concert. It was part of like a big electronic music festival. Which
How
Cardi
far
B,
were you from the stage? Be honest.
I was quite close. I don't know how to tell you
God
like
damn.
distance wise,
I
because
was trying
like
to make it better.
we got there really early, right? And they would have a bunch of
Dude.
like all the early acts was all like electronic acts, and then
Mhm.
later on in the night they had like Puerto Rican rappers on the stage doing their thing.
That
And
must have
then-
been lit though.
They had I
Oh.
didn't really know much of their songs. Those were really fun because I was much more closer to the stage. But then they had like this tropical like chill band up, so I kind of dipped because I
Wow,
was
that's-
standing
that-
already
that
for like
sounds
5
the coolest
hours.
one.
It probably was the coolest one, yeah. But this is 2018.
All right.
So I got back, got food, and then Diplo got on. I lost my friends during the Diplo set because we were all jumping and then we all got separated. That was a very stressful moment.
Diplo.
Oh, God.
Hello.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Okay.
So when did
So-
Cardi B come up, my dog?
So I lost him the Diplo set, but we found together. And then Cardi B got on. It was very weird during the Cardi B set because all the Puerto Ricans in the crowd know Cardi B for the I Like It song featuring Bad Bunny.
Mhm.
So that was kind of the only song that everybody knew, while me was singing every other Cardi B song.
Knows all the lyrics, looking at us.
Um, so I was getting a lot of weird faces in the crowd for singing all the Cardi
You
B
were
songs.
feeling every lyric. Be honest.
I can't like her motorsport verse. You know, I was into that, and her some other Cardi B songs. I liked, and my sister was also in the crowd, and she was like, I could see her just like screaming the lyrics also.
That makes more
No
sense.
punching though. It was just we were all just kind
Oh,
of standing
right.
and just bobbing our heads. I'm surprised I didn't get injuries that night.
From
I'm not.
me neither. What the hell?
The only real time that we had an experience we're all close like that was that Brockhampton concert with
Yeah, but
these guys. That
that
wasn't really anything. It was we were all just kind of still jumping still. They tried to make a pit, but it's
on,
all
Brockhampton
E people,
fans
and
aren't
E
gonna
people,
be
E
crap
people
out of it.
can't do that.
Yeah. I figured
So yeah.
they're on the brink of being that kind of vibe. Like being
Yeah,
able
it's
to do
like-
it.
It's like the fine line. Like they're on the like soft side of the line as opposed to like maybe like Cherry Bomb era Tyler. Maybe there would have been some stuff like at those
Yeah, they
concerts.
Yeah.
just don't have enough aggression. For it to be
Speaking of Brockhampton, you guys kind of remind me a little bit of Brockhampton, just a little bit.
No, yeah, that's inevitable. I feel that. I kind of I understand that comparison. I understand that.
Are you guys fans of Suicide Boys at all?
I've out of all of us probably listened to most like out of all of us, but like honestly, like not much. I listened to their, I think it was like I Want to Die in New Orleans or something, like that
Yeah.
Red and Black album. I listened to a bit of that. I really like their flows and I really like their hooks. Like their hooks, I always say this and nobody ever like gets what I'm saying, but they remind me of like Evil Brockhampton, just the hooks. Like I don't know, it
Yeah.
just reminds me of it. But like I don't know, I've never been too into like that type of music, like content wise. Like I've never been too into metal or been too into genres where it's like, you know, more towards like the darker side of things. So I've never gotten like fully into it type thing, but like I definitely I haven't had a lot of respect for their flows and like their beats and stuff. But yeah, they're cool. I haven't listened to much though, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, that's cool. I do have one question actually.
What is
All
it?
right, be honest with me. Is the Instagram called 555 Loco because 5 Loco is already taken?
Yes.
Yeah.
I called it. Oh god, I knew it.
I
100%.
kind of had I kind of put the duty onto myself when I was still with Raphael to make the Instagram accounts early and all the social media accounts. It was very hard to get all the names, and I was just like 555 Loco, I guess.
The thing is, there's D5 Loco on like Twitter, and then there's 555 Loco. I prefer 555 Loco. I think it just looks cooler, but like I don't know. I don't like D5 Loco. You know, obviously 5 Loco was taken on everything besides like Bandcamp and stuff for some reason. But
I
Yeah.
got you. And obviously 5 Loco, the name, that's like a rip on 4 Loco.
No, of course.
Yeah.
There's a story on that also.
no, for legal reasons, we don't know what that is.
For legal, no, yeah,
For
100%.
copyright and other legal reasons, we don't know what that is.
I mean, I'm not gonna say what it is, but this man right here incriminated himself on our podcast before.
How so? Do it again.
Well, I can't say it because then I'll incriminate myself again.
Yeah.
But if you already did it, like,
It's cool. I
Just
just
censored it on the
assumed
other
you're
one.
Yeah, we had to
All
bleep
right.
it out.
Does it involve 5 minus 1 Loco? That's what we refer to it as.
No.
It involves a
Controlled
sort of
substance?
plant that
What's it?
grows.
No, I
naturally.
definitely feel that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
I get where you're coming from.
But here in Missouri, that's a no. So
okay,
yeah.
Missouri, wow.
Yo, my friend lives in-
Allegedly, it's a no. We don't know anything about
allegedly.
that.
Oh yeah.
You know what he's talking about, though. It could
We-
not be.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen
Yeah.
an illegal substance in my life.
Yeah, I don't drugs.
Neither have we. So it's
No,
an interesting
no.
coincidence.
But yeah, you guys mentioned earlier another member of the band, Dave.
David,
Yeah, so where does he fit into the picture?
I'll explain. No, I'm kidding. I'll explain. All right, David. It was Jesus, me, and David that had that band previously, and David is a lot more like into Radiohead, Queens of the Stone Age, like
Oh,
just,
yeah.
like, heavy,
Radiohead.
like
Yeah, Radiohead's cool.
just straight up. That guy's a huge Radiohead fan, and like just like darker and like more rocky sounds. Like he's way better. He's a way better guitarist than I am. He's like, you know, he's just like a traditionally like raised on rock type person. A lot more bands. I just don't, I don't know off the top of my head, but like So we used to make music together, me, him, and Jesus, and it had a very different feel to it than Five Loco does. You know, it was more dark. It was more like, you know, just more distorted drums and everything. But
Is that music anywhere?
actually, what'd you say?
Is that music like up anywhere, or did you never upload it?
Nah, it's just like demos. Like we haven't uploaded that. But
Okay.
but I'll say this for the album. The reason only 4 of us are here right now is because it's like, you know, a 2009 related thing. So we kind of like decided to just stick like, you know, to us 4 for the 2009 stuff. But for the album, he's coming in like, we're kind of just like, that's when he's like coming in fully. We're going to go to hopefully North Carolina or some other region, similar region, because that's where he lives, like somewhere near there, and record for 2 weeks for the LP, like 2 or 3 weeks. And so he's gonna be like, his sound is gonna be all over the album, and that's more of like I'm interested how like, because my sound, just me personally, is like more like bubbly a little bit, like more, you know, cutesy a little bit, and then his sound is more like, you know, dark and a bit grimy. So I'm very interested in how we're gonna mix that. You know what I mean? It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good regardless, but it's interesting. You know, he's coming on for the LP pretty much, for the album.
Yeah, I just saw Este. Yeah. Yeah, I got you. No, that's cool. I like the whole idea. You guys aren't the first band that I've seen that just kind of like, we got to go to this one place to create our album. You know what I mean? Like you guys, we got to be in the same room for like 24 hours and we got to create this thing. You guys aren't the first band that I've seen that, and I actually really love like the whole mentality behind that.
Same. That's how I think about music naturally. So
like think tank. Like it's gotta be like, it's
a lot of times when we would be with at least me, Rafael, and Jesus, we'd be like, all right, 48 hours locked in. Not literally, but we would just be like, all right, we're locking ourselves in. We got to get to work. And sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. But we would, at least for the most part, always would like to try to put our ideas down together.
Jack up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's super cool.
Were there any songs like cut from the EP? Because in the documentary, I was looking at or did they have like different titles at one point? Because I was looking at the track list and it looked like a little different.
Well, okay. Este had a bunch of like loose ideas for songs, in the sense of like, he'd be like, let's make a backyard barbecue type party song, like our version of that. Let's make like a road trip song, our version of that. Like, what would you play on a road trip? And then like, you know, a lot of that ended up being Lakeland kind of, but a lot of it just kind of got like lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? Like there were just ideas, not really like fully fleshed out concepts. Any song that actually got put to paper, except for one, there was an interlude song that we kept. That was just kind of like a dance like track, like a little like kind of disco drum dance track. But I didn't want to do any interludes or anything. You know, it's only 4 songs. So anything that got seriously developed ended up on the EP. We don't have that many loose stuff from this EP, but we have like, Jesus and I over the years have accrued like hours of music in the vault, but just like, you know, just practice, like demos, all that sort of stuff. But no, all the songs on there are on there pretty much.
The fun part in general when making this whole EP was just, I don't know why you guys are laughing. The whole funny part was just making the songs in general. Like obviously it was really fun, especially times when Jesus would just be like, I'm just gonna be doing this thing right here, and then 2 seconds later he's like, just listen to this, guys, and we're like, oh, we like it. So there'd be a lot of times we would have just ideas, but that's really what they would be at the end of the day, just ideas of cool things that could or could not happen.
Yeah, ideas got scrapped, but songs
exactly. The ideas we would have, especially ideas on a certain layout, but the more we worked on it, the more we found out that these 4 songs was something that we needed to put more emphasis on and more focus on. And I feel like it worked to our benefit, because I feel like, at least to me personally, and I think to the other guys too, in a way, that every song just really, I feel like it stands well on its own.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
No, that's super cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, I mean, unless you have anything else to add.
I think we've covered many bases here.
I don't think I have anything else to talk about.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is probably the most focused we've been on a podcast with an artist. Like,
that's interesting. I thought it was a bit all over the place, but I like to hear that though. I mean, in a good way though. That's just,
no, I get it. No, like there's appropriate breaks between like talking. Yeah, because oh my god, with the Destroy Boys one, it was only briefly, and then we just like dissolved into like conspiracy.
We talked about
theories.
their music for like a good 30 minutes, and then we like the last like
we
hour
ditched it.
was like
Yeah,
other
Random
stuff.
stuff.
yeah, it was like conspiracy theories and like it was like it was just madness. But like
Yeah.
I gotta say, like it feels structured. We're getting better.
You guys are getting better.
Nice.
Yeah, and we're happy to have you guys on.
Very
We're glad to be here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Obviously, we're gonna like promote all of your guys' stuff.
Thank you.
We're gonna plug all of your stuff, and then
Appreciate
make sure you yeah, I think should we just do the outro right now?
What's the what outro?
Just the outro.
The outro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do the
Oh.
outro every time.
I'm sorry, Gabe. I'm not all here right now.
It's okay. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
It was super cool talking to you guys. Let's see here. Make sure for everybody listening at home, make sure you check out Five Loco on wherever you listen to music.
And
Make sure you check
Yogurt
out,
TV
Yeah.
and Este on YouTube, especially if you're into Power Rangers.
For the Este channel, not for the yogurt.
yeah, make
Este
sure,
Come up.
Power Rangers. Yeah.
yeah,
Road
make
to
sure,
50K.
yeah, for real. Make sure to follow them on Instagram. They're at 555 Loco on Instagram. And also, if you want to listen to the podcast on other stuff, make sure you check it out on Spotify and iTunes and YouTube.
And that is everything we're on, yes.
Yeah, also check out the Instagram for more updates on Kill Podcast because Keeping It Low Key was already taken too.
You know that feeling.
All right, dudes. We'll see you later.
All right.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for having
much.
me.
No problem.
Bye-bye.
Loved it.